What non-believers look at is actions, and having Christian is like supposed to be a role model. But I want to know what makes you a good person.
How do you justify every life has equal value and worth from a perspective of a materialist?
How would somebody who doesn't have empathy or compassion exist in the Christian worldview? I want to know where to begin.
Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't expect.
I really like that trailer.
I didn't realize we're doing the intro to that again, but that's cool. I'm glad that he did, because that's going to be our new show coming up here. So I guess we should promote it, right? But and I like that intro. They did a good job on it, didn't they?
Yeah, I really like it. It's super cool.
Yeah. So that starts in July. That'll be on Reasons to Believe channel. That's going to be my new show called Agree to Argue with Dr. Fuzz Rana. And we're going to be talking about different perspectives from his point of view, which is going to be a scientific, Christian point of view. And mine's going to be more of a philosophical, non-believer point of view. And we're going to argue with each other and argue with the people calling in, which is something that, most Christian organizations try to avoid if you think about it. So that's going to be kind of different, that they're trying a different approach. They want engagement. And when we mean by arguments, we mean by actual discussion. It's not people like fighting. We talk about an argument is something that you posit as to be the case and then give reasons why you think it's the case, rather than using deductive or inductive reasoning, right?
Right. So we're not going to be screeching at each other like, normally.
Yeah, no, I know. Fuzz has never gotten in a fight with me. Have you believed it? There are people that actually get along with. Surprise.
I think there's probably a lot of people you actually get along with. There's just a couple of people who like to yell in the corner.
Surprise.
Like they like to yell from across the way.
Are you saying there's a group of them out there that do that?
I think there might be a good number of them, yeah. And I think they like to take these rocks and throw them while standing at the top of their glass house.
Do they have meetings? I heard they had meetings. Is that true?
I've heard that.
Yeah. Did you have something?
I got invited to one of them once.
Did you have?
Yeah, I got invited to one of those. I mean, I think so. I think it's pretty convincing, in my opinion.
That's
just my opinion.
Did you send it to Bull?
I'll send it to Bull so Bull can show it.
All right. So yeah. So
Bull, do you want it on Discord?
We have actual evidence of this. So WizBiz, $2. That intro trailer was smooth. Thank you. I didn't do it, but.
Hi, everybody in the comments. Hi, everybody who's lurking. Hi, everybody who's watching this later. I hope you're having a good day. I hope Covfefe 19 hasn't gotten you down, or I hope Covfefe is a long-distant memory. And also, Happy Victoria Day.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're calling it.
For those of us in Canada. Covfefe 19.
That way we don't get demonetized right off the bat. Because if you do say anything relating to Covfefe in any kind of other terminology, YouTube just shuts you down. Basically, they don't want anything out there, and basically will demonetize you off the bat. So anyways, so we're going to get that on the screen while we set up a... Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Actual evidence of the crazy meetings.
I thought it was funny.
It's pretty good. It's funny because it's true.
I mean, the thing I was going to put after that was the list of the number of videos that somebody has just made in the past 3 days. And it's, let me count the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 videos spanning from the 8th to the 18th.
Did you want
2 on the
list?
13th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 on the 14th, and no, I don't care.
All right. So I guess there's this person who I've never met, never talked to, don't know who they are, don't even know if I've even said their name. That has made 22 videos about me so far.
Something like that. They're just
less than a
freaking
week.
out, man. I don't know if they're only just about you. They're not just about you. They're freaking about. They're freaking out about. They're freaking out about Manya. This is really funny.
Okay, well, they're about me, Monty, or you. I'll take that.
Yeah, pretty much.
All of them about
us.
us.
25 videos. 25 videos.
And I'm the obsessed one. Okay. Let's go with that.
I think one of them's actually deleted off their channel, but...
Hi, Dottie. I want to say hi to Dottie on the live chat out there.
Hi, Dottie.
All right, so and we got Jeff out there. Hi, Jeff. Actually, Jeff had mentioned something earlier I was going to comment on. What did Jeff say? That I was like, oh, I got to comment on that before we started.
Jeff!
Yeah. I don't remember what it was. Guess it wasn't that important, Jeff.
I
remember.
Rude. How
Right?
could you talk to people who
See how I talk
comment
to my
like that?
subscribers like this? Yeah.
How could you? I don't know what they said. You didn't mention anything ahead of time, so
No,
I have
kept
no
to
idea what
myself.
you're
I was like,
referring to.
no, he said something good. I was going to like comment on it. Oh well.
I have no idea. I can't help you. You're on your
I'm
own.
scrolling back. All right. Well,
Suffer.
anyways, how about we just dive into this? We are going to do a call-in show. We are set up through Google Meets. It is going to be call screened by our lovely God, Booleanenator. The number to call in is in the video description. I also put it in the live chat. It is just a number. You put the PIN number in, hit pound, and you can call in. Now, it doesn't queue it. It doesn't queue it, so we might have. Last time we tried this, we had like 3 or 4 people at a time, which was a little confusing. We're going to try to do one at a time, but if that doesn't work, we'll go with it. But if you got questions to ask us, call in, and we'll see what we can do.
Now, we had a lot of new people, so we thought it would be a good idea to kind of touch base with new people who have questions about kind of anything. We're not specific. You can pretty much ask us whatever we want. We're not gonna. We don't get mad at people asking questions. We also don't block you if you ask questions.
Yeah,
we do
no,
block
we
you
block
if you
people that
are a
already
dick
blocked
about
you.
it.
I mean, the people that are so funny is like, and I'm not even joking here. They think that we have so many fake accounts, and I've already said, look, I've got YouTube fake accounts, right? But most of them, all of them, I think all of them, but like 2 have my name in it, and they're all because of flat earthers, right? People know that I had SDD. Oh, that's what it was, SDD Kane. That reminded me. That's what Jeff said. Jeff was talking about my SDD Kane account. That's what it was. I don't remember what I wanted to say about it, but that good segue. So I have that, and I have all these anti-flat Earth type accounts. But I only have 2 accounts on Twitter, and one I've never tweeted anybody on. Never. It's got like 14 things on it. Tweets. It's not to anybody. So and the other one is my main account. So I don't have a billion stock accounts like these people that we actually do have multiple stock accounts. It's like they have 12, 15, 2 dozen Twitter accounts saying that we're stalking them. I have people go to my Facebook page that are downloading my pictures and putting it up on their Twitters and stuff like that. And I'm stalking them. It's like, okay, let's go with that.
Yeah, I tweeted out about that. I was like, ooh, they moved on to body shaming. Impressive. Classy.
Weird. It's just bizarre. I'm sorry, I don't go around stalking people's Facebooks. The only one I ever did that was with Cheshire. But I had to vet her, right?
The harrowing says, why do you hate God/Jesus? Why do you hate Jesus?
He asked you first.
I don't. I'm so mad all of the time. I don't know.
Answered on your show.
Yeah, that was the question was, why do you hate Jesus? And it's my favorite question because it's just so nonsensical. Who hates Jesus? I want somebody to call in and tell me that they actually hate Jesus and why. If you actually do hate Jesus.
I hate Jesus the same way I hate Darth Vader. That kind of hate for the fiction.
I don't even hate Darth Vader.
I don't. I feel sorry for the guy. All right, we got a caller actually.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Do
Hello?
they have a name, designation, signifier, moniker?
This is Jill from Facebook.
Hi, Jill
Hi.
from
I messaged
Facebook.
you yesterday. Huh?
Hi, Jill from Facebook.
Hi. I was like trolling. I was just having fun watching you around one night, and guess who's his new mod?
Whom?
Katie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's been a while.
she's been on and off a mod for him for some time. They had a falling out, and then she was gone for a little while. And yeah, she was a mod for him back near Christmas time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then give or take like a couple of weeks. And then they had a falling out, and she left his Discord, and they were fighting with each other for a little bit. And that was when we all stopped talking about them in their entirety. They started fighting amongst themselves, and I guess now that it's come up again through Sherelle, that now they're back being buddies again.
Yeah, I just read your message on Facebook, by the way. So yeah, I can see that what you said. Yeah, I already knew that. Yeah. Well, you know what's so funny? I can't believe how much empowerment people think. No disrespect to my mods because I love them all, but it's not like they're like it's people have weird because I had let all my mods go, and a few of them really got upset, like really upset. And I'm like, look, I'm just trying to make it not a sea of blue. I'm just trying to tone it down. And there's other, issues. It's nothing personal to anybody, but it's like I took away their favorite toy or something, and they hate me now. It's like, what the hell happened? Because of
They're more mad at me than you in that regard.
But anyways, go ahead, Joe.
And then I don't know, because like, can she even send? Isn't like cease and desist like federal court anyway?
No, I mean, not necessarily, but a cease and desist is just a letter to say this is what I would want
No,
to
she
have
was
happen.
gonna go after Sherelle.
She was gonna what?
If she was gonna sue Sherelle.
Oh,
yeah,
well, so
go ahead.
Go ahead, Steve.
A cease and desist is the first step. Cease and desist is to say, look, this is what I want. If you don't give me this, I'm going to sue you. That's all it is. Nothing major.
The cease and desist isn't anything. It's more of a threat or saying like, hey, this is going to happen if you continue. But Katie's cease and desist had too many problems in it for it to be taken seriously. So when Steve sent a cease and desist through his lawyer to Kyle, it laid out exactly the case, what was going on and why. So Kyle ignoring that cease and desist looked bad. Sherelle ignoring Katie's cease and desist, it isn't going to look bad to any court because there's nothing in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you do a cease and desist, you need very specific terms. Yeah.
It was funny. I agree. It was hilarious.
Well, because she even
Absolutely
said one
nothing.
time that like she doesn't pay attention to cease and desist because they're pointless or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah,
can't.
Katie.
And,
Yeah, she said that they were used as a tool to threaten people, to try and silence reporters and such.
But here's the thing, though. I actually have a real lawyer, and I'm in a $100,000 lawsuit right now. So I have some teeth. If I'm going to send somebody cease and desist, there is going to be legal action taken if I do that.
yeah, I know that, and someone needs to get a hold of someone in the Duggar family because she's dragging their name through the mud. She's claiming that one of their sons, who is married, is really gay. I'm like, first of all, that's not your business.
Yeah, I know
Second
there's
of
people
all,
already taking care of a lot of that stuff. I don't know anything about the Duggars, to be honest with you.
I've never been in contact with them. I'm not
wouldn't know
sure
where to
even how to
begin.
get a hold of them. If somebody wants to send them our direction, that's totally fine. Well, we can see what we can do to help them out or get their information out there. But up until that,
they're
there's
like
not a
a
whole
huge
ton we can do
family
about it.
they're like a huge family in Arkansas. That
Well, I mean, I know
like,
of them, but I mean, I don't know really that much about them at all. And that side of the story for Katie, I don't even know what to even say about it. So I would be not the person to probably get involved in that.
yeah,
But somebody might.
I
I
was
mean,
just thinking
somebody might.
if anyone was going to be able to take her down, they have enough clout in the reality TV world. Because they've been on reality TV for a long time.
The thing is with Katie isn't it's about she grifts. So if she gets enough pushback enough from reality TV, she'll move on to the next thing and move on to the next thing and move on to the next thing. I think she's kind of attached to reality TV right now because it's made her large enough. But I don't know, because at the end of the day, even if she got taken down by the Duggar family, the end of the day, she's just going to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's what from what I understand. She just basically goes where the tide's going.
No, that's what she did with Pathios.
True.
But I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
if people are able to get in contact with them and or send them our way, we're more than happy to help people. That's what it's always been about.
I have no idea how to get a hold of them, but I was just thinking
it's more of a general. If anybody happens to know them,
I have ways of getting a hold of certain people, but I don't use those connections often, and I don't know why I would need anything with the Duggars because I don't know the story well enough to even address what she's been right on, what she hasn't been right on, right? And so I kind of stick to my lane of the things that I know about and what I can and cannot verify. And by the way, thank you, Dottie, for becoming a beginner's level. Yay.
Yeah, I get that. It's just she keeps attacking people.
Well, that's what they do. That's what she's known for. I mean, here's the thing. There's a couple ways you could do reporting. You could do like the way like Sherelle does it, right? Sherelle, she watches the stuff, she comments on it, she gives her opinion, blah, 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 but she doesn't do it to elicit drama. She doesn't do it to aggravate people, to get upset. That generates buzz, that generates views. Katie and her cronies do exactly that. The truth doesn't matter to people that just want to get people riled up. Matter of fact, truth is the antithesis to what a lot of people want, because if they can get views out of making up stuff, and by the way, ripping off people, legit ripping off people. I mean, people know by now that most people, those like Katie gets her stories from like other people. This has been said over and over and over again. And if people say, look, I'm going to watch her stuff just because I know she's lying, and that's just because I know she rips people off, but you know what? I'm entertained by it. That's the audience that she wants. That's the audience she's going for.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's it's a lot of what Katie says and does speaks for itself, and I think we've gotten a lot of messages over the past, like, even couple of days of people being like, "Hey, I used to watch her until I started to notice these patterns, and then I stopped." And I think that seems to be the majority. I think the majority of her audience wouldn't like stop watching because of this, or they continue watching because they're like, "What crazy thing is she going to say next?" So you end up in like kind of this weird half and half.
She made a weird post like right when Sherelle did the first video. She's like, "Oh no, this crap is gone. It's starting again." And we all know what happened to me last time. I lost my hair. I'm like, huh? You lost your hair?
She blames everybody for everything. I mean, it's like everything is everybody else's like fault. Although I know a hairdresser who is convinced a lot of that is due to overprocessing, bleaching, and a whole bunch of other issues. So I mean, I blame for people's hair loss. That's weird.
Bizarre for a couple of reasons. One, in that, what do you mean starting again? She never stopped.
Yeah.
She's the one who has never stopped.
I was like, wait,
never stopped.
Right.
And by the way, Sherelle approached me, just for the record. Sherelle even told me to tell people, hey, let people know that I approached you. Now I approached her in January when she had a video, the first collab she did with Katie, and I had messaged her like the day after. People found out about it, whole bunch of comments. I in the group that I'm in, I told people, hey, go look, can you go over there, make a comment about her having a collab with me, right? Which I guess is some people were calling out as me ordering my troops or something. I'm like, look, I'm asking people to go,
You're trying to get a hold of somebody. Can you help me get a hold of somebody?
Yeah, whatever the hell that is, I don't get. But
you
I
order
haven't heard
people
from her
around?
since then.
Yeah, apparently.
Like they would listen.
That's one for me.
Apparently. I have a challenge. I'm like, hey, can anybody show me any DM and verify that I've ever messaged anybody and said, hey, go harass this person, go attack them, go downvote this video, go anything? You know how many people would have any evidence for that?
Okay, so there was one, we watched one video that was super trolly like months ago. This person has not gone away, and it was really funny. Steve was like, you can't tell people to go and do that, because I told people to go upvote the video. I said, go and like this video. I want to see more of this. This is amazing. And Steve was like, you can't tell people to do that. I'm like, why not? It's positive. And he's like, and I'm like, this person has since gone way off the deep end, and it's been incredible to watch.
Yeah, but my ethical consideration was that as I don't mind telling people to go upvote stuff. I mean, I think that's perfectly fine to do if you really think the video is good, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
They should do their act what they think. But Cheshire made a good point. She's like, look, if you're just telling people to go up and vote something for whatever reason you like, whether you hate it or don't like it, you're still upvoting it because you don't like it. He's like, this is so bad, I'm going to vote it up. Okay, I guess that's okay.
I wanted to see more. I also wanted to have a conversation with the person. So I'm like, listen, I like your video. Come and talk to me about this. This is amazing. I think you're wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm going to dislike your video.
Josh, have I ever told anybody to download a video?
No.
Yep.
And now apparently, just sent your followers to attack her, and she's getting death threats.
Yeah, never has happened. Never has happened in any way, shape, or form. Just it's just absurd.
Unlike
If
he
I had,
never did
if I had,
that.
if I had the army she thinks I had, you think I'm gonna be using it for Katie? Hell no, man. I'd be promoting myself. I mean, damn.
Send the army out to
now,
other
Red
better
Rhetoric, he
places
has a
to get
smug
Steve to
argument,
have on. Oh,
right?
but that
Red's got a
Christians under
legit
New
army,
Testament.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, hey,
best.
go to that flat Earth video and say hi to them for me. He's got an army though.
That was the best thing that he did is when they at least my favorite was when Kyle was actively deleting non sequitur show comments that he wasn't supposed to be doing due to the court order, and Reds and Sean caught him doing it live, so they started streaming and told everybody to go say hi.
Yeah.
Do you have a court date yet?
No, I just messaged my lawyer this morning, matter of fact, saying, hey, the courts are opening in 2 weeks. How do we get it on the docket? He already told me that we should be first in queue, but, you know, until I get more from, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, but I did message him this morning about that, yes.
Yeah, the courts are supposed to reopen on June 1st, so it'll be sometime, hopefully early after June 1st. We can't promise that, though, because we don't know how long it's going to take for the court to schedule something. Or when that's scheduled.
Helios, $50. Maybe it's September. But Katie Joy isn't a reporter. She's a tabloid sensationalist. Oh, yeah, but I mean, still, you know what, the tabloid sensationalist? Do you know why tabloids made so much money? I mean, like the National Enquirer and all that stuff, because people read tabloid stuff and yellow journalism and all that other stuff. That people, there's a market for it. She just tapped into that market, and she's done so pretty successfully.
Mm-hmm. We don't want her to not succeed. We just want her to stop lying about us, in particular.
Well, how about this? I know I want her to stop lying about everybody, not just us.
In general, would be good. Also, yes.
Yeah, no,
I don't think
she's
she has
bringing up all
to
kinds.
succeed. I really don't think she has a skill set as a reporter to succeed on her own without using other people's stuff, without lying about stuff. This is her whole shtick for her entire life. So.
Yeah, because we've talked to people who've known her. Like, I did an interview with someone who knew her like 8 years ago now on Facebook, and then I think there's people that are around that have known her since like high school. So it's been the same thing.
Yeah, I guess she always wanted to be a superstar, but didn't have the talent to do it, to be famous.
Feels bad, man.
This is probably the closest you're ever gonna get. Yeah.
Oh.
Ink Boy for 2, or Boy of Ink said for 2.
Why is she saying that the Facebook group doxed her when on her own channel? She has said what town she lives in. It's not that big.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I couldn't even venture a guess.
Because she doesn't know what the word dox means. It's a buzzword.
She just throws that word out there, dox. It's like username Katie, you doxed me. Yeah, she doesn't understand what doxing actually is. I know nowhere she's been doxed. I didn't send anybody her I don't know her address. I didn't even remember her state that she mentioned it the other day. I have no. If you were to say to me right now, I'll give you $1 million.
I don't watch her stuff, so I also don't know what state she's in. I have no idea. I don't even remember her son's name.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, I remember the state now and stuff, but only because she had mentioned it the other day. But prior to that, I didn't even remember. So I don't know where this doxing comes in. Like I said, why do I give a crap about her information? I'm not interested in doxing anyone.
Yeah,
we should probably post the call-in.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to get rid of you. I was saying that we should probably post the number again.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Oh!
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We're not in no rush. Jill's like, damn, Chester's just trying to get rid of me. She just asking too hard questions.
How dare you ask me questions? Get rid of her. Fun fact, actually, Steve and I cannot get rid of the caller. That's all Boole. So, like, if you're asking us tough questions, as long as you're cool with Boole, we just get screwed.
Boole literally has our fate in his hands when we do these calls.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's how much we trust him.
She attacked him.
Oh yeah, I know she did. Yeah, what about Boole?
Yep.
Boole is my bestie. I love Boole. Block. Well, the reason we should block Boole.
You say you like him, but you blocked him. I'm confused.
Oh, that was
Well, fun
so
fact,
funny when that
She
happened.
blocked Bull literally because Bull had told her the truth and she didn't want to hear it. That was a simple fact of the matter. Bull was straight up with her and said, "What the hell are you doing?" I have the screenshot. I have exactly what he said to her, and it was just he said multiple things, but I have one that he said. He laid it all out, and he was very clear that she was lying. She was misrepresenting things. Boom, blocked.
Well, that's
Yep.
Katie.
Well, I mean, do you guys remember? I had a video and I asked her mods, and of course they consider this harassment, I guess, and it's not. It's just like, look, if you want information, there's nothing wrong with telling people to go ask something, right? If I say, look, if you're one of her mods, ask her for this evidence that she supposedly has. If my mods ask me for evidence, I'm going to give it to them. If people that are not even my mods, if you're a subscriber, if you're just like some schmuck off the street, I'll answer your questions and give you what you need, as long as you're on some new account, because I'm not going to be sea-lined again. Okay, so if you're less
In
than 3
this
months
kind
old,
of-
I don't know if you, it's probably, I'm not going to waste too much of my time because I'm not going to be sea-lion.
In this kind of environment, particularly in like skeptical kind of situations, in no way should you ever be afraid or concerned about asking an honest question. Why did you have that person on? Oh, hey, can I know a little bit more about this? You should never be afraid that you're going to get blocked or say or think it's not cool to bring the topic up. If you are, I would reconsider who you're talking to and why you would feel that way, in my opinion.
I was watching her way back when she was doing the jelly juice, but then when she started talking about like the Oakfield family, and then when she mentioned Kiwi Farms, I was like, "You said what?"
Yeah,
And
your
your
sources.
It's amazing how people that consider, like, for example, like the people, they say that somehow we're bullying. I've never posted on Kiwi Farms, LOL, Cal, or any of those things, or 4chan, never. But guess who has? I'll give you one guess. Starts with the name Katie.
Yeah.
So I think we need to let you go. I think we got another caller coming in.
We have
Yeah, Blue?
another caller.
Okay.
I have no clue who it is.
No
Ooh,
problem.
exciting.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you
Bye,
so much. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Well, they must have hung up because
Oh, they left already.
calling in private
no.
caller is not a good way. Like, if I can't see a phone number or anything, I kind of like, why are you calling this meet?
So somebody asked what is Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms is essentially if you're familiar with 4chan, it's kind of like the dregs of 4chan. It's like it's a place where people get together to try and just harass and bully people with the main goal of getting people to kill themselves. It is not a good place. It is part of like the darker side of the internet. I don't
It's kinda
recommend
like the dark
going
web,
there.
only not in the dark web.
Right. I'm not gonna, and like it's got its surface level, right? It's got like the incel forums have a surface level that make it look like a decent place to the outside, but as soon as you start involving yourself, it turns into like a real shit show real fast. Now, I'm not telling you not to go there because I'm trying to hide anything. I'm saying if you're gonna go there, be very, very cautious. I don't recommend it.
Well, I'll give you an example of what they'll do is they try to harass people and bully people, and so they try to collect. They'll literally scour people's Facebooks and things of that nature. I'll give you an example. They like one of which they posted a picture of a friend of mine with me and a friend of mine who happens to have cerebral palsy, who's in a wheelchair, that I adore, that I've known for over a decade, that I did get to go visit in Nashville, and they made it something that it was more than what it was. Obviously, they were trying to imply, weird shit, and I'm like, this is a very dear friend of mine, and the reason I went to go visit her because she was in a state where she wanted a friend. And Chesky got to meet her the other day, and she's really amazing, isn't she?
She is. She's fantastic.
We have Ilya,
told you
I
that.
think.
So-
We have Ilya, guys. So
And that's what they do.
Hello?
They really go out of their way to try to character assassinate people by that kind of stuff, and harm actual people, because what they were saying about my friend was just ridiculous. Not realizing, I don't think that she's in a wheelchair with CP, and it's just just to piss me off kind of stuff, right? And somebody sent it to me, that the forum. So, anyways, Ilya.
Hello?
Rise, fair moon. I can't hear her. Am I silenced?
No, I can hear Steve.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Ilya, hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear
Yes.
you.
Hi, loves. I wanted to call in and just simply ask a very quick question. My question is, when the non sequitur does come back, can I please come on and help debunk incels with Cheshire one time? I think it
damn
would be so
right.
much fun.
That's
Yeah.
that's kind of a given, ain't it?
Our power is maximum.
I'll tell you what.
I just
please.
love you guys so much.
You got to pass the test first. So, who's this? Because of the moon. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sail and pale with grief. Thou, fair maiden, art no, wait. Thou that. God damn, what is it?
You failed your
Arise,
own
fair
test,
sun.
Steve.
Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. Thou, her maid, art fair more than she. What's that from?
Okay, lovely.
William
I just
Shakespeare.
love y'all.
We love
What
you
is
too.
it from, Steve?
Romeo and Juliet.
That's what I thought.
Mercutio, here's a story of a 17-year-old and 13-year-old. Within 4 days, 4 people get killed, and they express their undying. They literally meet on like a Friday or something.
I'm pretty sure
fall in
7
love,
people
and
died
by
in
Monday,
that.
I think wasn't there 4 people that died?
I think it's 7 because
No.
his buddy
Was there 7
dies.
people died?
Harris
It's been so long,
dies.
but a lot of people died.
Romeo and Juliet both die. There's like 1 or 2 like side characters die. I don't remember. It's been a while since I counted.
A lot of death. Yeah.
Christ Puncher for 2 says that sexy sounding lady needs to be on more often. Listen, I'm already here as much as I can possibly. I'm kidding.
I like that Christ Puncher. Do you like that guy Christ Puncher? You should actually get to know him, Moon. I think you'd probably hit it off with him really well. Just saying.
Oh, well, maybe you can hook
Seems like
me
a
up.
decent
I'm
guy.
not sure.
Yeah, I'll make it happen.
But for real, though, I think it's pretty stupid how people attack me now all the time just because I'm friends with you two. So for any hate watchers who might be watching, just a quick PSA.
Might.
I care not what your opinion is. End of story. Steve has been nothing but genuine and honest and a good friend to me, and Cheshire has been an amazing friend. So you can just go on with your hate because it's not going to change my opinion of him.
They're going to ask you, did I pay you for that? Did I pay you to do that? Did I promise you anything? Because I guess I'm promising a whole bunch of people stuff about. I guess I did. I promised her that she would do an incel thing on non sequitur. There you go. I made promises for her undying loyalty and accolation. So whatever.
Realistically, if the thing is like who's gonna tell Ilya no, for 1? 2, she didn't have to ask. 3, both me and Boole are here, so even if Steve said no, we would have overridden him and be like, no, too bad, this is happening.
Why would I say that?
Yeah,
I want her on for that. I'd love to listen to that. I think that's going to be amazing.
That would be great.
It's kind of like not Steve's call at that point, really.
Yeah.
Certain things I will be outvoted on. It's just the way it is, and I'm okay with that.
And we have someone else that popped in, so I don't know who that is.
New YouTube, who dis?
But no, thank you, Moon. We were very happy to support you. You've been supportive of us, and we want to work together as a team with the Uncalled For and the Shills and the rest of them over there.
And your new show.
And Amy and that time of the month and whatever you guys are doing. And what's your new show? You got another new show?
Yeah,
Ilya
well,
Christ
it's the
Puncher.
Ilya and Cross Puncher Stupidly Scary,
Right.
and so we're covering, so this coming Saturday, we're going to be covering ghosts. Are they real? Are they not? Can science explain some of it? So we're taking really spooky, scary, real life, quote unquote, real life footage of these things, and we're debunking them. And then we're just having a lot of fun. It's satirical. It's funny. It's just relaxed. So, yes, it's just a fun show. There's nothing bad about it,
We did Siren Head.
Skeletons.
We did Siren Head on the first one on Saturday.
Yeah, Bull is our
I
producer.
have weird experiences. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Bull is our producer, and he is having so much fun. Before we got the show started, he said it was always something he wanted to do was be a part of a scary, spooky, conspiracy type show. So I think, for the three of us, this is a really fun endeavor. And it's just to be fun and talk about things we can't explain, or can we explain them, and talk about the science behind it, plus looking at some footage that is just very evidently photoshopped, so.
I think a lot, like 99% is easily probably debunked as fake. And I've had weird experiences myself, right? I'm not going to front. However, my position is this. If ghosts exist, we have absolutely no way possible to understand what they actually are. We make weird assumptions. Like, why do we assume they're dead people? Why do we assume they're ontological entities from our own reality? Why do
we
we
actually had that conversation?
We have no
on
idea what it would be. We
part
don't even know the
2.
properties of ghosts.
We actually had that conversation on, I think, part 2 of Crossover, of the 100 question for atheists, because one of them was like, do you believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff? And we ended up talking about, like, how would you even begin to measure it? And then once you find a way that it exists, like, either mathematically or, like, and then we went off on a tangent. Godless Scummer for Sue said, preach on Queen Ilia Moon, all hail the gynocracy. And Helios57545 says, Steve, you are terrible at bribes. Do what I tell you to do, and I will let you speak to incels. What kind of bribe is that?
Yeah, well, the way you put it there, yeah, I guess it doesn't really sound good.
Oh my gosh. I love you guys. I'm going to hop out. I am working, but I had to come on since I thought it was a call-in show just to say hello and spread the love. And I will talk to you guys soon.
Thanks. You have a good day. Bye now.
Bye.
Who is next? And by the way, shout out to Little Red, my backup plan in the live chat. I love Little Red.
I don't know who else is there.
Hello?
It's just a breather.
Hello?
Oh, yes.
Hello.
You. Hello.
Hi. Who's this?
Hi,
Who this?
I'm sorry. I have my earbuds in. If it's loud, I can take them out.
No, you're
fine.
Good.
You're
You're
fine.
Good. Okay. Well, hi. My name is Marie. How are y'all?
Hi, Marie.
Thank you.
I need more coffee.
I was the one that was in Uni's chat the other night when he attacked me and accused me of being Amzi.
Oh.
Anzi Beloved? Really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I'm just curious, how many times have these people have ever gotten it right when they think that somebody is somebody else?
0.
Very, very few. I think there's been one time recently, which we'll get into eventually if somebody asks about it. But other than that, I can tell you right now from experience that every single time people have said such and such as this person, in my experience, they've been wrong, categorically wrong, literally like every time, except for one.
Yes. Well, I was in there and I was not being rude. I don't watch him. I can't stand his voice, honestly. But
Fair.
I was on another YouTuber's channel the night before, and they had brought it up and said that I don't know if they hate listen or they just were listening. So I thought, well, I saw him online. I'll, hop in. And I asked the question about, if Katie's going to sue somebody, shouldn't she not talk about it? Because she's, pretty much doing the same thing she's accusing other people of doing. And I got attacked horribly. I was accused of being somebody's sister that was in the chat, and I was accused of making a new account, and that's not true. I've been on YouTube for years. I just don't usually speak out. And then when he accused, I said, this chat is toxic. I hope everybody has a good night. And he went on the attack. What he didn't realize is he said that, if I was AMZ, I needed to get my brain rechecked and I don't remember his exact words, but it was really offensive because several years ago, I did have a brain procedure, and, you just don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Yeah, they
and I
do
just
tend
think
to
that's
lash
not
out.
how you win an argument.
Right.
Well, because they
It
don't care to
sounds
win an
like you had a
argument.
legitimate point too. It sounded like you had a legitimate point being like, if she's really going to sue people, should she really be talking about that case? And in
Well,
some cases, yeah, and in some cases, no. Right? Like that's an
yeah.
actual a reasonable question. That's not like a weird thing to ask. That's like we've been asked that a good number of times about non sequitur. Is it okay for Steve to be talking about non sequitur? And in some cases, yes. And it's like if he went off and accused Kyle a bunch of things, then that would be a problem. But as long as he's not
Which
doing
I
that,
haven't.
he's right.
When
Right.
I
In fact,
accused him, I
how
was
I
actually
found
the
out
case,
about
and he was found liable. Yes.
right.
Yeah, and in fact, how I found out about Steve was because I had seen a video of hers, and then I saw her just continuously attack you. And so I was like, well, what is going on here? If you don't have anything to worry about, why are you continuously attacking somebody? And she actually just led me to your channel, and you pretty much exposed her, and she really did herself a disservice with that.
Well, I don't think.
Yeah,
let me
a
tell
lot
you
of them
why
do.
I don't. Yeah, but let me tell you why I think that's advantageous for her. Actually, what Katie tries to do. Katie wants to silence critics. She wants to silence me and anybody who dares speak out against her. She cannot have that. She just has to shut it down. But here's the thing: by people that do find out about her and that will start watching me or Chesh or some other people that have been in the community exposing her long before we came around. That actually is advantageous to her because what is left? If you look, it's the same principle by which scammers work. If people have said,
Right,
"Hey,
I see
why
what
do
you're
these
saying.
scammers send out?" What they say, "Why do they send out emails that are so, like full of grammatical errors? I'm a Nigerian prince that has $1 million. I want to give you." Why do they do that? Who falls for that? They do it on purpose. What they do is they want to weed out what's called false positives. They want that 1% of 1% who will fall for it, right? And so what she does is
Right.
she weeds out those people that are not going to be caring whether things are true or not. They're not interested in that aspect of it. She's going to keep the people that don't care, that just want to be entertained, that want to see the drama, that are pretty much like her, right? Sociopaths attract other sociopaths, and she wants people around her that think the same way as her, that have the same mental. I
Steve
don't want to
called
be
all
too.
of Katie's followers sociopaths.
Yeah. Well, hey, my opinion,
And I
right? I'm
don't
not
know
making a
how
medical
people don't
diagnosis.
see through her, because when she knows she's going to get attacked, she goes into, oh, I love my followers so much. Thank you for blah,
Oh
blah, blah,
God, she
blah.
doesn't
And
care
she
a damn.
plays victim.
She don't
And then
give a
as soon
damn
as
about
she
her
gets
followers.
somebody,
Are you kidding? Yeah. She don't give a damn
yeah,
about
well,
that.
as soon as she
First
gets
thing she
somebody
cares
to
about
back
herself.
her, like Uni does a stream or something like that, then she goes on the attack and she starts making all these little catty posts and she does all this other stuff. And it just really, I don't know how people don't see through that.
They do.
It's
Well,
like
some
she
people do, and
becomes
they
the
don't care.
victim and then she turns around and becomes the bully.
Right. But you got to remember, that's the kind of person she attracts, right? So the people that
Right.
hang around her, most of them are just like that. We've seen it. I mean,
Yeah,
how
I
many
found
times
that
have
out
people
in
in
the
the community
chat
thought
the other
that,
night.
I can tell you right now, like for example, like she made a post one time that like without any Crystal Ball's commentary account was Cheshire, and she played into that, feeding people's,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "I told you that was Cheshire," and I'm like, "Hey, look, without a Crystal Ball's commentary
not
account has
me.
been in a hangout with Cheshire and I on voice."
Yep.
It is not us. She was around long before we were, but that didn't matter to her followers. That doesn't matter to
Steve
Katie.
got
She
one
doesn't
wrong
care.
recently. Steve got one wrong recently. He was
I
like,
did.
I think this account
I did.
was you. And I'm like, that account wasn't me. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, nope, it wasn't me. I
a
know
true
who did
story.
it. And I was able to tell them to post something. But
I just want to
make that
say
account.
hey.
Hello.
Hey y'all, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I had a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. Let's finish
Just
with
real
Marie. Is
quick.
Marie still there?
Oh,
Hang on one second. I
Yep.
want to finish
I'm
with Marie
sorry,
real quick because I don't
I
want to
thought
interrupt
it's
her.
my bad.
No, it's our fault.
You're
It's all
good.
hard because we have people. There's no queue. So just give us like 1 minute, okay?
Alrighty,
Marie, you
doll.
still there? Awesome.
Thanks.
Marie, you still there?
I just want to say that I really want to apologize to AMZ. If I really thought that they would accuse me of being her, I would have never even said anything. Although I was kind in
Oh,
the
that's not your
chat, I
fault.
was not nasty or attacking anybody. But I felt personally attacked by that, so I can only imagine how she feels, and I really feel bad for that.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
your fault.
that's not your fault. You don't have anything to apologize for. You've tried to engage
AMZ.
Honestly with these people, and that's that you can't do that. Like there is no engaging honestly with these people, but it's not your fault for trying.
Yeah, AMZ has finally kind of
Well, I
I think came
appreciate
around.
you saying
I think
that.
there was a long. long road for AMC to get where she's at, and I think she wants to know the truth, and so I mean she's in the live chat as well. So I mean, as long as people have been honest and stuff like that, we're gonna like hope the best for them. So you know, I know AMC has cut ties with certain people that she realized we're actually freaking completely crazy. You start with B, but yeah, it's not your fault, and I don't think AMC would blame you for that at all.
I mean, we've had to cut ties
Well,
with
I
people
just
that are
wanted to
crazy
put
too.
my voice
So
out there so that they knew I was not her or she was not me on that chat, because that was uncalled for, and I was just in shock the way that it went down. I just couldn't believe he said the things he said. It was just horrible, and it's just not, like I said, it's not the way to prove your point.
Absolutely.
So,
All
well,
right,
I
thank
appreciate
you
y'all
for
talking
that.
to
I
me.
appreciate it. And
Thanks for
welcome
calling
to the
in.
community. Yeah.
Bye.
All right. So who do we got next? Who's
Hello.
lovely voice that I heard?
who are we talking to?
Oh, hi there. Sorry, it's Mildred.
Mildred.
Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
Mildred.
How's it going, y'all?
It's going,
know.
y'all. I love that. I love that drawl. It's somebody's drawl, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your voice is just, it's peaches. I love y'all's voice.
Aw.
Anywho, I
fantastic.
had a quick little question about the grand finale. Do y'all know when that's happening? Because I'm not on the tube that often.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. It's, as far as I know, it's still happening. There is a lot going on. First of all, let me make it very clear. I adore Sherelle. I got to tell you, I have not talked to somebody I've like. So oh my God, I just hit it off with her. We have like the other day, we're just like talking for like almost an hour. It was just ridiculous.
Steve's so adorable.
So I really I'm telling you, there's certain people I just hit it off with, right? And she's so nice, so genuine, so kind. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. She is getting a lot of harassment from the crew that are going after her, going after other people. This is well known. She's already been saying that they've already decided to attack her viciously. So, and she, she wasn't prepared for the backlash. Even though I warned her, I told her, look, you decided to, and by the way, Sherelle again told me to tell people, hey, Steve, let them know I approached you on this. I wanted to talk to you about this. But I did tell her, if you do this, you will be viciously attacked. Your friends will be viciously attacked. Everybody who's gotten involved in this, I've told them this with no uncertain terms. They will not allow me or anybody else to speak out against what has been happening to people in the community and in other places. She wasn't prepared for it. She's still processing it, but she still.
It seems that she needs time to regroup and decide how she wants to move forward at this point. But as far as we know, it's still going on. We just don't know when yet. Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. I just had I was wondering if there was any way Steve could send me a lock of his hair. Just because I'm the biggest
Not creepy
fan.
at all. I like that.
I know it sounds creepy, but like I just really want one.
Fine. Here's the thing, though.
Okay,
at my age, I can't afford to give up any.
Oh, dang.
Or else I totally would.
Dang, well,
I'd be totally cool with it.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. I just thought I'd ask. Y'all be good today.
You're too kind,
Thanks for that.
Have a good day. Bye. That's a pretty good question.
I did my hair this morning for you, Chesh. I actually
for me
flat ironed and the whole night. Yeah.
I woke up like this. I brushed my hair. That's a good start for me.
Oh, could I tell?
I even put on different track pants.
Can I tell the story of me calling you when you literally first woke up the other day?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna say it was horrifying, but it was definitely a shock to the system. Woke me up.
Listen, not everybody looks good every morning when they wake up. Fuck you, man.
No, you know what? She still looked amazing. I was like, okay, hi, good morning. She was like,
I didn't have my flesh tone on yet. I was still green.
Yeah, her flesh mask, her human mask on. But no, I thought it was funny.
We have a caller, Steve.
Awesome.
Hello. Hello? Caller? Who dis?
By the way,
this is Mr. Serious.
Ramsey, why don't you call us through?
Mr. Serious.
Serious. Why are you so serious?
Hi.
Serious?
Oh, hello. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning.
Oh, I need more tea.
I need more coffee.
Oh, well, of course.
More
I
caffeine
got
for
tons of
Caffeine
coffee,
Corner.
but I'm always going to need more.
Now, how you doing? What's up? What's up, my dude?
Well, I just want to call. I heard you guys were about your this specific tabloid that is aimed strictly at this community, like Katie Joy.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious if she does anything else besides be a tabloid. Does anyone know?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
Didn't she used to do something else? Like once upon a time?
Well, I mean, she used to be a blogger on Pathos, but they got rid of her. So
she was still kind of a tabloid, though. She wasn't about it wasn't about us, obviously, but it was still kind of tabloidy.
Yeah.
So pretty much exactly what happened with Unirock.
I would probably say not
that is.
quite. So Unirock sort of got offended directly and super butthurt, and has been on the crazy train ever since. Katie, on the other hand, was buddy with Kyle. And because she was buddy with Kyle and didn't like Steve for whatever reason, when stuff with the Non Sequitur show went down, she immediately started trying to discredit Steve by lying about him via medical fraud for the VA, tax evasion, or whatever the hell she was talking about, the harassment allegations, all of which have been shown to be untrue. And then when she was talking about it with such a larger audience, it became a problem. So Steve reached out to her to be like, listen, stop. She apologized for part of it, but not all of it, doubled down on the harassment part because she apologized for all of the thread, but then she took all that apology down, and that's kind of the direction she went.
Yeah, you know why they sell tablets at like at the registers?
Yep.
It's because they get the most traffic. It's not because people actually go to a grocery store to buy them. It's because they'll see them at the last second because they have to in order to get to a register, and they'll be able to sell them all by like the 1% that will actually take the time to touch them.
Yeah, it's called impulse buying, and it's called the things at point of sale. The impulse ones are things that normally probably people wouldn't have purchased if they're just on the aisle, right? It's something that grabs your eye at the last minute, and that says, you know what, I have to have this. It's an impulse to buy it. That's why it's called literally an impulse
An intrigued
buying.
feline has an intrigued feline has a correction for me. He says, I want to correct you. Her apology stream was never really an apology to begin with. Correct. You're correct. I will take that correction. Yes, it wasn't really an apology.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of Katie Joy's streams unless it's been like given to me by somebody else who cut it, and I guess that might be a little bit what do you call it? Not quite honest of me. Maybe I should actually go sit through one of her streams, but I don't like even her old content. I really never liked anything she's done. She's not really my style.
There is something to be said for double checking things on your own, and in some cases that's really good. And on the other hand, there are some things, as long as they're not clipped out of context, that some things will stand on their own. Period. So and we've seen that
right.
Even just recently. Like some things, if you say something, sometimes on its own it just stands. Sometimes it's hard to tell if something's in or out of context, and in that case, yeah, double check it. But going by clips that aren't out of context, double checking, sure. But this is like for Katie, it's pretty goddamn consistent.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you can see her like completely like debunk herself without a cut, it's kind of bad. And she doesn't come across to me as somebody who's trying to be honest and at all. She does show signs of trying to be deceptive, like she's trying to think of what to say as she's saying it, and that's not how people recall like a story that happened.
This is why, and I just got it before we got 3 callers on the line, so we're gonna make this quick. So here's the thing, though, when you have a whole life that has just been one lie compounded by another lie compounded by another lie, this is what happens when you have a live thing and you contradict yourself in real time. people have seen this in real time contradiction, because there's so many different things out there that no matter what you say, you're going to contradict something that you've said before when all you do is lie constantly, right? And this is what I think people are noticing. And by the way,
I guess I'll let you go and take your calls.
Yeah.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for calling, Mr. Sirius. Good to hear from you.
I love you guys. I love everybody in chat. I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you guys later.
Oh, just for the record, before you leave, because I made you mod the other day, did I ask you for your ID?
Well, I mean, I sent you like 3 forms. No. I'm sorry I haven't sent the 5th.
No,
all right, I sent you the naked pictures, but not the IDs.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Thanks, bud.
All right, see you later.
Oh, by the way, I guess Linda G, $2. Previous caller was Britters. She's live, desperate. Okay.
Oh, okay.
She had some fun. I don't. Whatever. I
Who's
don't.
On?
These people get off on the weirdest things, man. They really do. It's strange. Like what? It's like their whole lives seems to be like revolved around me for some reason.
Don't forget to share and stuff.
And by the
Who's
way,
our next caller?
we're harassing them. Remember, we're harassing.
Oh yeah, right.
We call them their shows and stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if I'm still a mod over on her channel.
All right, caller.
Caller. Yeah.
All right. Next caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this thing working?
We can hear you.
Hey guys, it's Jamie. It's Jamie Schechter from Twitter.
Hi, Jamie.
Also known as Puppy Monkey Baby. Hi, Shash. Hi, Steve. I do have a question, but first, I just want to tell you guys you are doing a fantastic job exposing her, and I back you 100%. I do have a question, though. When is your next installment on Sherelle's channel going to be out? Because you are killing me with this waiting.
I don't know. Like I said, Sherelle. Okay, the biggest thing right now with Sherelle is that she has all a bunch of projects she's working on, and this Katie stuff was taking way too much time away from the other projects. That's her #1 issue right now.
Yeah, Katie takes a lot of time from everybody.
She doesn't realize what she got herself into, and even though I tried warning her with no uncertain terms, I still feel like I didn't fully explain to her the depths of depravity, of psychosis that we're dealing with certain people. She's figuring stuff out. We're gonna talk about it on a Wednesday, so I really no information about it right now. But
okay,
I mean, as far as I know, it's still on. She says it's still on. We're going to do things a little bit differently because of the way she's been harassed, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want her to be careful because she really doesn't realize who she's involved with.
Yeah, we don't. She needs to take care of her, and we don't want anything bad or negative to be happening to her. And she's going to need that support, and she should have that support. I think, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Absolutely, I 100% agree.
We don't want to pressure her or in any way, shape, or form either. So it's like everything is it's all up to her, her pace. We're just available to her whenever she needs us for whatever she needs us for.
Okay, so don't sit on pins and needles waiting. Just be patient.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
Last thing I wanted Sherelle to be in harm's way because it's not her fight, but two, I know what these people are capable of. We've lived through what these people are capable of, right? I mean, people have gotten death threats. People have gotten to their families and friends. People. I mean, somebody which I'll get into eventually here this morning. Somebody asked me to call them this morning who has literally got like 50 phone calls last night and been personally attacked. And I'm like, what? How do I stop this from my people that I know? And so it's just like we're used to it, right? But people that are coming in from the outside, when they get involved, I let them know, look, this is what you're getting involved in. This is what you're going to experience if you decide to stand up for what's right. Don't think for a second they're not going to come after you. They will.
Right.
They don't realize they're jumping into a pool of piranhas. They don't realize the group they're dealing with.
We told them. I have a question for you back, though.
I feel bad because I can only explain so much. I don't want to overwhelm people, but I'm telling you, if you stand up for what is right, you stand up to these people, you will be harassed. You will have your friends, family, work. It doesn't matter. They will go after you. It has happened to so many people. Long before Cheshire and I even were on the scene, it happened to them.
Listen, I only became aware of you in Chesh through Katie Joy's channel when I never even subbed to her, but I started watching her last spring. And it only took about 2 months before I just couldn't even get through any more of her videos. I literally wanted to reach through the screen and choke the woman.
So it was all through the LB drama and all of that I even became aware of who you and Shesh were, and immediately started following you guys. And it's like been my main mission to try to help expose this woman. She is just vile, evil, wretched. She literally causes me, high blood pressure when I talk about her or read her stuff or watch her stuff. She needs to be stopped, and I'm just so proud of you guys for standing up.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't stress out too much. Here's the thing. People ask me why I have continued. By
It's
the way,
frustrating.
We made a pact a while back. We're going to, not dive into this for a few months. And the only reason we started again because Sherelle, who has a bigger channel, was willing to help us.
Reach out to us.
And so we jumped back into it, right? And now we're having to deal with the repercussions because not just us are being affected, but other people we know are being affected because now they're going after Sherelle, they're going after Matt B, they're going after a whole bunch of other people, right? So we have to be supportive of them because they supported us, but we have stuck our necks out immensely for a lot of people because I'm not afraid of Katie. People, and she knows this. I mean, so when she falsely accused me of fraud, medical tax fraud, and sexual harassment, you think I'm going to sit on my laurels and just play dead and roll over? No, of course not.
To be honest with you, when you went quiet after the whole sexual harassment claim and the whole thing with Kyle and the fraud and the medical fraud and all that, I understand after LB's nephew passed away, we kind of wanted to just let things simmer down and just let it quiet down because the family had been through a lot. But I really thought it would get picked back up because I'm thinking, Steve, how can you be silent about this? Like, you are literally being, accused of a crime.
I can answer that. The reason why that happened was essentially because the people in the community that weren't, us that were directly involved were starting to get death threats. Credible ones. Not just, we hate you, we want you to die. No, knew where the person lived, said they were going to hit them with a truck when they were walking down the road. And we were like...
people's families and their parents and things of that nature. Yes.
Right. So
and please tell me most of this has been documented. Like, you guys did hang on to some of these death threats to prove
in
I've got
court
the if it comes to that. Perfect. I know you guys are good at that. Okay.
So we were like, we got the community together. Like, we got, we shined the signal and said, okay, listen, guys, we're going to have a meeting about this. And we did a stream about it. It's on the GDC channel. And we asked the community, we were like, listen, because we basically stopped talking about Katie when Dumb Fuck of the Year was over. Because that was the fun thing. And then we were done. And it's like, we've said everything that we can possibly say. And then this started happening.
I did say that,
so we went to the community.
I was just being on hold. I never said I was going to give up, over accusation. Right.
So what we ended up saying was community, what do you want? We know that you guys are tired of hearing about this. We're tired of dealing with it. We've said pretty much all that we can say for now. What do you guys want? And unanimously across the board, not a single person in the chat said, no, keep going. They were all like, listen, we care about you guys. We care about the community. We want to talk about other things. Drop it. We're totally fine if you guys never talk about it again. So what we ended up doing is we ended up saying, listen, we're going to drop it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Unless something comes up where it ends up, we have to address it. We won't deal with it anymore because anything that needed to be said had been said in previous videos. So at this point,
she's been talking about it since the whole thing went silent months ago.
She never stopped. Yeah, she never stopped. So the only reason it really ended up coming up again is because Sherelle reached out to us and we were like, okay, now's the time to get going again and seeing what we can do about it.
Good. Well, good. I just want to tell you guys, fantastic job. Persevere, don't stop, do not let her stop you. She needs to be stopped, and I'm just happy to witness it all go down because, sometimes people are backing off because they're scared, but guess what? Sometimes if it's not scary, it's not brave. You got to be brave and stand up sometimes.
Here's the thing. One of the reasons I stepped back myself, and obviously because Cheshire and the rest of the community was like, we need to take a break and to take a step back, is because I was actually hurt.
Yes.
Dealing with stuff, and I just I didn't have the mental strength to do it. And I'm pretty resilient. I mean, I'm not a special snowflake. And if
this is soul sucking. It sucks the soul right out of you. So I get it.
I made a promise to people I care about. I even told Sweet Heathen, look, if I ever get to the point where I feel like I'm no longer comfortable, I'm no longer be able to mentally continue this, I promise you I will let you know, and I will personally take a step back. I reached that point. And I did just
Yeah,
that. I always keep my
and
phone.
with this particular person, you do have to step back and remove yourself from it a little just to keep your sanity, because the woman, it's enough to drive you crazy. So I'll hop off so somebody else can call in.
Before you hop off, I just have one question for you. Can you please say your name 5 times fast, like your moniker?
Say it 5 times fast?
Yeah, can you do it?
My Twitter handle or my YouTube? Oh, I get you. Puppy monkey baby. Puppy monkey. I can't do it. I'm on my 4th cup of coffee, man. You gotta give me a break.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
I love you guys. Take care.
That was fun.
I like that. I like that caller. That was fun.
We have empty line right now. Empty line.
Hello.
No.
Oh, empty line. Oh,
empty
okay.
line. Pick up the
I thought you said empty. I heard empty lion, and I thought it was a name.
Empty line from Twitter.
Empty line from Twitter. Somebody please go make that now.
Make a Twitter account. Empty line. Somebody's going to do it. You know it. Yeah, I know. MC was trying to call. I hope so. Do we get her?
Yeah. No. It's all good. Somebody sent me a YouTube channel to look at.
So just to reiterate on that, like I said, the reason we're bringing back something, and by the way, I have enlisted some other help. I have reached out. We are doing what we need to do to get some information out. We're not sitting on our laurels, but it is an uphill battle. We're dealing with concentrated evil, in my opinion. Is what it is. And
you also can't do everything every single time. Otherwise, it just looks like you're being petty. So we
I can't
fight every.
I can't fight everybody's battles. I just can't. I don't have it in me. I have my own.
Hello.
By the way, I will say this: the vast majority of people that are against Katie have literally nothing to do with me. They have their own issues. But anyways, hi. Yes.
It's Amzy.
Hi.
Hi,
how's
Amzy.
it going?
Hi, Amzy.
How are you?
Hello. How's everyone? I'm good. I'm calling in because y'all requested I did, so here I am. That wasn't me earlier.
What's your story on all this? What is your take? I mean, you can start from the beginning because, there's a little history there. But what is your take on all this stuff?
With Kitty Joy and everything, New York, everyone.
Kitty Joy, me, all of it. Because I mean, you and I have had ups and downs, and I think that you were completely misled about me from people.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, and I let myself. I take responsibility for anything I ever say and all that stuff. But yeah, at certain points I was misled, and then I came to the light. Saw the truth in the matter, and that's when I would back away from certain groups and certain situations, and got considered a flip-flopper because I guess in a sense that's flip-flopping. But so everything started with KJ or KJoy back in September when she shared the Amber audio. I then uploaded it as well. I was new to YouTube, didn't know exactly how copyright and all that worked. She didn't strike me, but she came at me on Twitter. It was like, take it down. And that's when I think Without a Crystal Balls contacted me and let me know kind of who Kitty was. And so I was like, okay. She was like, don't listen to her. She just has a reputation of doing this and coming for people. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't take it down. And then I started watching her, and I guess she kind of befriended me, in a sense. And then, but I always had a feeling that she was going to be, I always worried that she was going to be like what got alleged that she did to Leslie. So when it was alleged that, she took Leslie's channel down and all that stuff, it was like, oh, great. So I kind of teamed up with Leslie and all of them. And that's where I met Britters. And, we kind of, obviously everyone knows we buddied up, palled around. Can't blame her for everything though. It's not her fault.
Well, I mean, she kind of
brought up
to give her attention. That's all. That's it. Any channel that gives her attention.
That's what I've been told.
The last time I talked to Britters, she and you were talking about the Lily Jean lore situation. And she asked me for some help to come into the chat because I'm used to noticing and dealing with trolls. So she essentially that's the last time I talked to her is when I helped her out. She thanked me for helping her out. That's the last thing she's ever said to me. Next, I'm getting screenshots about her talking about how horrible of a person I am, and it's like, okay.
I don't know where that comes from. It's just like a light switch.
Well, what's her fascination with me? I don't get it. I have nothing to do with her. I never mention her. To me, she's not even remotely relevant to any of this. It's just like notice me, senpai kind of thing. Because I don't notice her. I don't care what she says. I don't watch any of her shit. I don't get it. It's just weird.
Unfortunately, I think she thinks that everyone watches her and knows what she's saying and knows what she's saying about everyone. But you know, and I don't. I think her obsession with you is that she was on your side, and I think like she wanted to remain there, and then she fucked up. And I think it's just been a
group. She lied about that. She admitted she lied about that. And I was like, how am I supposed to trust you? One thing that I pride myself on is trust, and people be honest with me, and because I want to be honest with them. She outright lied. Right. She tried covering it up. That's what she admitted to this. And you know what I did though? I still said, look, I'm going to put you as neutral. You know, I'm going to put you as like, you know what? I'm not going to like block you, blah, blah, blah. And what she did, she went full on tilt, and I don't know why. I had no reason. It didn't make any sense to me, but I did give her an
same as Uni.
Like you just said, you didn't give her the attention.
You didn't. It's the same thing as Unirock. Exact same thing. You were like, listen, you got some stuff wrong. It's too much work to correct you. You're welcome to still comment. I don't have any issues with you, but I'm not going to be giving you additional information because it's being problematic now. We're spending too much time trying to correct that information. And then he went full on tilt, and he's been on tilt ever since.
Or attention, full on information or attention. She either wants one or the other. And for me, I cut off the attention. I stopped buying her bullshit. I stopped the crying, stopped working on me. You know, she'd always break down and start crying. And last time she was on a stream crying about our friendship, the minute I was like, please stop crying, she was just like, light switch. She was like, fuck you. And, you know, crazy birders. And I was, geez, it's like that. I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just saying, calm down, you know? You don't need to cry. Like, you know, and it was just like,
your issue is with the Anthony Cristobal's commentary account, because I mean that's an account that I trust explicitly, and I'm just wondering, you know, if you've patched things up with her, or if you still, I mean, because you were talking about
with Anthony Cristobal. Yeah, what happened with her is I was in, and I do apologize, and I have apologized with Cristobal's, but basically, I can't remember what happened. I was on, like, I think it was a call-in stream for Katie Joy's channel one night. And someone was talking about like having these like people that had been coming for her for years. And I think it was more like out of her like old mom groups, like her medical mom groups or whatever. Yeah, and I had mentioned that someone had come to me about her. And I was like, is it this person? And, you know, she kind of asked like, who contacted you? So I told her, oh, this parody account of yours did. And then Balls got mad and she tweeted about it. And then I came at her and said, you know, I was very inappropriate. I was like, let me show you why I got a DV or something to that extent, which would be, you know, very mild.
Well, maybe we can work
very tame to be quiet. But anyways, yeah, I love to work things out because in all honesty, I take responsibility for anything I ever said. And I think there might have been one other thing in like one of British chats or live streams. I can't remember though exactly what I said.
All right, well, maybe we can help that out because, like I said, I have a lot of respect for that account. They've been completely honest with us.
Yeah, me too.
It's not Cheshire. It's not. I don't know anything about this person.
It's not Cheshire.
One name they told me a long time ago, which is not even their real name. But other than that, I know nothing about them. They were around long before us, and so, you know. But they've been straight up with me, and that's all I've ever asked. So.
Yeah. And that's what I'm into. Like, I just like the truth. I don't like being lied to. When I start smelling bullshit, I back away slowly. So that I don't get attacked by the crazies, and unfortunately, I haven't avoided that completely.
Sometimes it's best to just drop the topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, and that's the advice that I'm getting, and that's the advice that I'm going with. Like, I'm not going to do what Unirock wants, is like make 15 videos about him. It's not going to happen. So.
Well, that's what he wants. Yeah, that's what
I mean, having had all those videos made about us, it's really not that great. I promise.
Yeah, well, look at all the people that are making videos about me. All they've done is increase my viewership. That's all they've done. I mean, my actual like numbers have gone up. And so if they think they're like harming me, they're doing the opposite effect. But it's just I don't give them the time of day. The only people that I'm talking about is Katie Joy for very specific reasons because of what she has, you know, falsely accused me of, and other people that have asked me to help. Because this is not just me. This is the other people that she's done this to. I talked to somebody this morning about this very thing. About she's doing the exact same thing to them, and so it's not just me out there. But I don't want to be like the the vanguard, of all things, Katie, right? I mean, other people need to take up that mantle. I just want my story out there. I've reached out to people that can tell this story. It will eventually, hopefully, get told, and picked up by either some bloggers or news outlets or video people or whatever. YouTube.
We don't want people to fall into this and give people like this more ammo. The answer is that people need to be aware that this happens, need to be aware about how this happens, what patterns to look at. That's kind of what we do on Caffeine Corner, right? We're like, this is what CNLing is, look out for that. This is what being dishonest looks like. Here's a good standard, here's the 5 C's, etc., etc., etc. Look out for logical fallacies. This is what this is, and kind of how to navigate those sort of situations to avoid stuff like this happening in the future.
I agree, and that makes a lot of sense. And I think what Sherelle was doing was very well done. No one was hateful. There were little snarky comments, but that's Katie Joy's cup of tea. She's all about being snarky, and there was no one was bashing her. Both Ashley and Matt were very respectful. She's not very good at being snarky, in my opinion. No, it doesn't come across snarky at all. I don't think she gets how she comes across. And some people are like that. I think she's just one of those people, unfortunately, who, when she speaks, she thinks she sounds different than she comes across. And a lot of people do that. I have a habit of doing that, in fact. So, anyways, I would love to talk to Ball without a crystal ball and try to work it out because, I really don't remember what went down with us, but, that's my take. And, everything happened, I pretty much opened my eyes to everything that kind of happened with Leslie and, got attacked from that side, which led to me backing away from Joe, getting attacked from that side. And then so that's where I'm at now, trying to regroup and restart and take a break for all this crap and then come back and do my own thing. Yeah,
hopefully you can sort out your stuff.
Yeah, I'm a tiny channel.
We don't want people to not be successful.
I've gained more subs recently too, so they can bash me all they want. It's only giving me more subscribers. Few, but still growing. Well, thanks, guys. I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Thanks. You have a good day.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
An intrigued feline made a really good point that I do want to touch on because that was a really good point, and I'm just gonna scroll up and grab it. Have you realized yet how many women are calling in? Wasn't that something that Steve is supposedly doing that would make them not want to call in or something? Or come in or something?
Yeah, shocking. And Treat Feline says, when are you going to publish that doc you sent me? Not for some time. That is just that's my outlet right now that I have.
It'll be a little bit before that's ready to go out. And it'll be a matter of finding the right place to put it.
I have had reporters and people look at that so far too. They're interested in this story, but it's not ready for publication yet. When I'm ready to tell my story, I will put it on my blog. I will publish it, and I will have other people as well in the bloggers community. So, but yeah, it's not ready yet.
The Harrowing asked when the counter hits 365. There will be. Will there be an anniversary stream? We're at 341.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an anniversary, is it? It's more like hey, it's been a full year since somebody's like dragged this out because of their lying and misrepresentations and stuff like that, and inability to comply with the court order. Yeah, and yet I was the one dragging it out because I was making videos being sent to a non-existent lawyer, right? Okay.
That's the thing that I find bizarre. There's a lot of people that complain that Steve made a bunch of videos about Katie. The thing that's bizarre about that is that this is the way Steve communicates, and this is the way Steve does Steve. He makes a video talking about whatever happens to be going on that needs to be there, that he feels needs to be addressed. But he wouldn't be making videos if she wasn't saying shit. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the reason Steve was making videos was because Katie was making comments that needed to be addressed or needed to be talked about, or at least Steve wanted to address or wanted to talk about. So, essentially, for every time there's a video about Katie on Steve's channel, it's because Katie was talking about Steve. It's like this weird cyclical thing that you get stuck in. And we stopped. That was the thing. We stopped that cycle of being like, listen, we're not going to talk about it. Leave it alone for now. And then they didn't stop. Same with Uni. Same with Katie. Same with this other crazy woman that's decided to pop up. Same with that other crazy woman that also decided to pop up. Same with like the entire like old school group that have been stalking Steve around for 3 years.
Can I address something? So somebody says, any woman, I did not enjoy Steve pressuring Sweet Heathen to moan for super chats that came in, incredibly uncomfortable. Then don't watch her. I mean, why would you watch something that you find offensive? If you find it offensive, that's your prerogative. We don't. She doesn't. You know, you can't be offended by somebody else.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
I mean, this is absurd. Yeah, so don't. If you want to be offended, you're more than welcome to be. But don't be offended by somebody else, because Sweet Heathen was definitely not offended by anything.
Helio says, I would find it so poetic if Kyle went to jail for contempt of court when the counter hits 365.
Oh, that would be apropos as hell.
There is a God. There is a God.
I'm not the front. I think there's a pretty decent chance he will be in handcuffs when he goes to the court. I mean, because the judge has told him, if you have not done this by the time we have a hearing, I will use everything, I'll do up to including incarceration. And by the way, she was not incredibly uncomfortable. That is a lie. If you want to ask her, she's available. Why would you lie on behalf of somebody else? As a woman, why would you lie and stick words into some other woman's mouth? That's
I would like to point out. I would like to point out real quick. Sweet has her own show. It's over on my channel. Manya has her own show. It's over on my channel. I have my own show. It's over on my channel. So, if they did ever feel uncomfortable somewhere else, they have their own place and their own outlets to talk about that. You really think that I wouldn't be all over that? These women can speak for themselves. Stop treating them like children. If Sweet is uncomfortable, stop infanticizing them. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Because, look, I talk to Sweet every single day there is just about. And if she ever felt uncomfortable, she would tell me that's the kind of relationship we have. Don't speak on behalf of other women. Don't do that.
I do not know how many times Sweet and Manya and Once and me have all said, stop speaking for us. And yet these people continue to do it. Why? Because they don't care about the women. They don't care. If they actually cared about Sweet, they would hear what Sweet had to say. They don't. They don't give a shit about what Sweet has to say. They just want to use her. Bullshit. Stop using women or anybody for other shit. We got a caller. Hello.
Hey. This is without any crystal balls.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. By the way, you're not Cheshire. Okay.
No, I'm not Cheshire. I'm not Janelle, who apparently Katie is now accusing me of being and starting another false flag campaign against me.
All right, so this is the record. This is the Without Crystal Balls commentary on the Full Data account that's been around, by the way, long. You didn't know the hell we were. You have been around longer than we have when it came to drama with her.
Well, you guys had already were falling out by the time I discovered her, but yeah, I definitely am not. The only way I found you was through her, it seems like reckless disregard and defamation per se, but definitely not Chesh.
Definitely not Chesh. Do you want to take you don't have to, but 10 seconds to say how you got involved with Katie Joy without getting into too much detail, or do you not want to?
Yeah,
look,
sure.
It's not me. It's not. Look at my phone. Look at my phone. There's nothing on it. It's empty right now.
It's not me. Not Polyquism. She's not me.
Yeah, and it's not whoever called and left an FU message to
by the way,
Katie, which is apparently she's also claiming.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. There was some lag there.
Oh, I was just saying it's also not Katie's apparently saying that they have proof that I called and left the FU voicemail on her or whatever. But yeah, I've never called her or anything. I discovered her because I actually was interested in her and what she was covering and related to how she was packaging herself at the time as someone who supposedly was interested in truth and against bullying and all this stuff. And but something just seemed kind of off from the start. And so I started kind of researching her to try to figure out if I could understand like if it was me or her or what. And the more I researched, the more I was just like, holy moly! And I started to see the patterns. And then I saw her attacking Steve, and it just felt like, wow, like he needs to be aware this is like a pattern, like so. That's my story.
Yeah, and by the way, you've kept inordinately accurate. I'm almost like scarily so records of all this. I mean, I have no idea what you do in real life. Not asking, don't care. But whatever you do, you've got to be fastidious in everything that you do because you're just so on point. But I do have something that I just sent to Bull that I want Bull to show why I got you on the line, if that's okay. Bull, can you
Sure.
Post it real quick? Because I think this needs to be pointed out for future reference. Let's get that up on the screen real quick. Because Katie was for the longest time trying to claim that you were Cheshire. Matter of fact, she was certain about it. She was telling people
now
that
she's
Cheshire
certain that I'm down.
accounts, and of course that clearly isn't the case. Even though we told people you've been in a hangout with us before, and here you go. This is where'd it go? It disappeared. It vanished. Bring it back.
I need to blow it up, Steve. It's like really tiny. I need to blow it up. Hold on.
Yeah, well, genetic, Oh, I'm sexually harassing Bull now. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Can't do that with Bull.
Oh no, you said something to Bull. Now somebody else is going to get offended by it. Oh no. On Bull's behalf. What about
a lot
Bull?
of these screenshots are weird resolutions, and I apologize. There we go. So it says, here we go. I told you all from the beginning that Cheshire ran without a crystal ball's parody account. Steve denied repeatedly that he didn't know who ran the account. Here he is laughing that it was funny while it lasted. I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. I repeatedly denied because I don't. By the way, without a crystal ball, do I know who you are?
No, not at all. And that was in response to Liar Kyle made a joke. And it's like, they take jokes and like, oh, that's proof, it's evidence. And it's like, any assumption is proof. And it's just like, no.
So here you go. We're telling you it's not Chesh. I don't know who she is.
No.
Here's evidence.
Okay, listen, we already know. We already know that it's wrong because Katie is using Keon as a source.
Keon.
that actually pretty true, right? I mean, here's the rule of thumb, and this is it's not even a rule of thumb. I think it's like a metaphysical fact.
Universal law.
Keon says it's wrong.
Chesh's razor.
It's just the way it is. Chesh's razor.
He's wrong.
Even if I've been caught right twice today, Keon did see through her lies at one point. So.
But there you go.
I'm not convinced.
Every time Keon says I've lied, I've been telling the truth every single time, and it's just so funny.
Yeah, look at how uncomfortable Bull looks. He looks so uncomfortable, guys.
Well, am I making you uncomfortable? Do I make you uncomfortable, Bull?
No, this chair makes me uncomfortable, but that's...
I mean, he's only been our producer for how long?
All right, now we need to crowdfund. Next fundraiser, get Bull a new chair.
Hashtag get Bull a chair,
that should be computer, but anyway.
Keon finally got a new avatar on their little Twitter, and because people send me screenshots all the time, and so he got a new avatar, and I was like, oh, Keon, do you need me to do you some art? I'll give you a discount.
That's hilarious. I don't know what it is. Look, I'm not going to criticize Chess or who she wants to have as a pet. I mean, that's her thing. She has other people that have been on her carpet for a long time. That's her prerogative. Again, Chess, by the way, let's get this on record. I don't tell her she can associate with. I say, look, here's this person. You might want to look at, blocking them or not because of them sea lion or whatever. But she doesn't tell me that I have to block anybody. I don't tell her she has to block anybody. Her list is her list.
I haven't told anybody that they need to block anybody. I've made suggestions to people. People have asked me. That's the entire reason my block list is public. People were asking me, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, here, it's public now. Do what you want.
I respect it. I actually call that McCarthyism, and I'm like, are you out of your mind? People that she has blocked for.
Okay, so here's the.
I block people for the same reason too. People that have harassed my friends, people that I care about, people that have threatened people I care about. You're damn right that I'm gonna block people. I have a block list, but her block list is not mine.
And keep in mind that my block list is public. It doesn't mean you to go and block I didn't tell anybody to, hey, here's my
I
block
never have
list.
either.
Go and block everybody on that list. What I said was, here's a block list. You can subscribe to it if you would like, and it will automatically block for you if I block somebody, because that's how the function works. That doesn't mean, one, you have to subscribe to, that I'm encouraging you. I told people that, hey, you could use this to go and do your own research. I said that to Thoughts by Jay Brown. He was like, hey, listen, I want to go and talk to these people and find out what's going on. And I said, you look at my block list, go through those people. Those people will be the ones that you want to talk to. It's a resource one way or another, however people want to utilize the information. All it is just information.
Yep. That's it. And so, when people say, well, you have to subscribe to Cheshire Blacklist or, Steve blah, 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 all that's bullshit. Absolutely a lie. I've never asked anybody to block anybody on that block list because Cheshires are on their list. Anybody who says otherwise, where did this happen? Right? Evidence, please. But people are lying about it. People are literally saying, "Hey, look, Steve says, you have this. If you have this person on the block list on your channel, he'll boycott your channel." Bullshit. That has never happened. The reasons why I've boycotted certain channels is not who they had on, but who they're actively supporting. That legit actively supporting, not just who they have on, that have hurt people that I love. That's the reason. When it affects my personal life, when it affects my friends and the people I love, you're goddamn right I will boycott channels. It has nothing to do with who
And
they
keep
have
in
on.
mind that
It
there's
is
a
who they
big
actively
difference
support.
between us as individuals choosing to do something and the community making a decision.
Right.
The community is the one that made the decision. We're just following what the community wants because we asked them to make that decision.
Yep, exactly.
Different situations. And we haven't
spoke very
boycotted
clear
Thoughts by
and
Jay
resoundingly in
Brown.
unison.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
when
Thoughts
the
by Jay
when
Brown,
the entire
why
community
should
is
you
like,
call?
we had to bully Red's rhetoric. When the entire community tells you to turn on your goddamn membership, you turn on your goddamn membership.
Yeah, that wasn't a fight he was willing to die, a hill he was willing to die on, by the way.
Good.
But yeah, so there you have it. I don't know if Without a Crystal Ball is still on the line, but she's not Cheshire. We told people that from the very beginning. It's the same voice that had called in before. Well, actually, we had, but yeah. So, anyways, appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think she's on the line any longer. But anybody else in the call?
There's somebody here. Don't know who it is.
Hello.
I actually know they
Hello.
just left. They just hung up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're at the 90-minute mark, so we could probably start wrapping it up any time if we got any more phone calls, but we're going to leave the line open for a few more. These have been enjoyable calls. I actually do like the call-ins.
I
probably
like
do the
how-
call-ins
I
once
like-
a month or once every other month.
I enjoy how hard Theo Non-Cog has been trying this entire time. That's not what guilt by association is. If you want to know what guilt by association is, go watch our episode on guilt by association.
Yeah, Theo Noncog has gotten a lot of stuff wrong in the live chats before. This is not the first time. Maybe I don't think they actually.
They
watched
usually
our
get- they
shows
usually
that
get a-
Kenny's topic.
They usually get a timeout usually by the end of the stream because I'm pretty sure at one point they got timed out last time because they had said that Katie Joy was not drama.
Oh, yeah, I remember
We're
that.
like,
And I was like,
what?
as soon as we ended, right? As soon as we ended.
Yeah.
That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. She's all about drama. Her entire career is drama.
Yeah.
Oh, Wi-Fi dropped for Without Any Crystal
Yeah,
Balls.
that's fine. But thank you for that Without Any Crystal Balls.
Thanks for calling in.
Account. Like I said, I am a huge fan of that account. I do support that account. If anybody wants to drag me for it, that's fine. I don't care. I will support people that I think that are actively reporting things correctly and documenting things correctly. I will go on and I will stick my neck out on my reputation and say that is not a harassment account. That is not an account that is trying to harm anybody. It is an account that keeps in very accurate records of things that Katie has said over the years, and has her own opinions. We agree on some things. We've disagreed on other things, but I appreciate the fact that she's meticulous in her stuff that I don't like. I can't record everything, but she takes an accurate accounting of things, and I think that's what's needed. So.
I would like to point out real quick before we wrap up too much. If you guys want to ask any questions to us that are in the live chat, if you don't want to call in, that's fine. Just make sure you tag us just as we're wrapping up here. We'll see how many questions we can get to. But I would like to point out, keep an eye out on how many times we've had to block and hide dishonest people in the chat so far. There's been about 3 or 4 already. And then go and look, and these are people that have are specifically coming to harass us and lie about us. And now go and look at anything on like Katie or Uni's stuff.
I don't
like
say anything
Katie
on any
was
of those
on,
channels, by the way. Nobody.
Katie was on a
I don't
different
go into those
channel.
podcasts.
Katie was on it. Yeah, exactly. Katie was on a different channel entirely. Nobody went to harass her on that other channel about other topics. Nobody. Not one. I go on to Team Skeptic's channel, or I go on to Red's Rhetoric's channel, or I like completely unrelated topics, and what happens? How many people end up getting blocked there because they're doing the exact same thing over there?
Yeah,
this is the difference of what we're talking about.
If Cheshire says a word, they call her the C word.
Yep. I can't. I go on to completely unrelated things.
I don't care. I really don't. But
I know the word isn't what matters. Yeah, the word isn't what matters. I'm not gonna get. I don't get offended by. Yeah, I don't get offended by Christians under New Testament. That doesn't offend me.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by things. Whatever is actually being said. That wasn't the point. The point is that. It doesn't matter where I go or what the topic is or what's being discussed. I get followed around and stalked around the internet. Same with Steve. Steve was on a Facebook thing in Texas on a completely unrelated channel about a completely unrelated thing, and people were over there trying to give him a hard time. We are not the ones that are doing this.
That. If I go on a channel, the whole like dozens and dozens of people that go over and just like spew stuff, right? And that's fine, let them. But I got to tell you, a lot of people have seen this and they want to come check us out, and they like the content. They stay.
What's the best way to sustain a fence? Go to your local Home Hardware or Home Depot and go and find. Yeah, and go and find the best. Go and figure out what kind of wood that you have for your fence, and then figure out what stain is going to be best for that wood, depending on what color you want. The Harrowing asked, "Are goblins primates? We need answers." You're gonna have to wait on that one. I'm sorry, I can't answer that right now. That's spoilers.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like I had a debate on the Modern Day Debate channel, and people had noticed that all the comments, I mean, hundreds of comments, were all from angry atheists that just hated me personally. That none of them ever addressed what I said. I was
getting kicked out by one of the mods. I was getting kicked out by one of the mods on Modern Day Debate for saying, "Hi, how's everybody doing? What's going on?" That person lost their wrench over there, naturally, as they should. You shouldn't do shit like that. And yet people cry mod abuse because we had a rogue mod and we've removed the mods.
Yeah, and people think that we're going around
Steve.
To people's channels and stuff like that, which never happened. I don't even understand whether they even get. If you ask them for evidence, where did this happen? This is what you get: blocked. You get shut down. The same thing when people have asked Katie Joy for like, okay, when did this whole supposed sexual harassment happen? Block.
Yep.
They don't want the questions.
That's because there isn't an answer to that question, because that's where it ends, literally.
Yeah, I mean, the producer here was in both hangouts with me and Katie. He could testify, bullshit, nothing ever happened. There was no sexual harassment. And now I guess she's starting to make accusations against other people by the same token. It's just like, this is a pattern. This is a sick pattern.
Yes, we removed the wrenches from everybody. There's a question from Boy of Ink that says, "I heard that In Time wants to have an interview with you. Are you going to do that?"
Not at this time.
Yeah, I think you were planning on at least waiting until the court stuff was over.
Yeah, we got some stuff to resolve first.
Yeah. There are a few people that run Terrified, but me? Yeah, there's a lot of people that run Terrified. Yes. Godless Scummer says, "I like James, but his live chat is toxic at times." I can't go in that chat.
Well, that's why I don't chat. I mean, and by the way, I'm probably not going to be doing much more debating. It doesn't do any good because look, like for example, everything I said to like Snake was correct. I mean,
I refreshed and it looks fine.
Back? Yeah, I think are we back now? Buffering. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Buffering. That's cool. Learn something new every day. Oh, that's awesome.
Helios asked, "What are the plans for when Non Sequitur restarts? For who will get a wrench to avoid future rogue mods, and how can the public assist that show?"
I don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure. There's probably going to have to be few mods to be. It kind of just depends, because I'm pretty sure Red's Rhetoric is getting the getting the go-ahead on that when we get it back to go through and live stream him going through the channel and cleaning it all up. And then we'll have to go from there. We may or may not end up having to put in some kind of vetting process. But at the end of the day, you just kind of have to trust that the mods that you've put in place actually care. Whether they agree with you or not, they actually care about the show, or they care about the chat not being a toxic nightmare. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to. I need a blood sample so I can cast magical rituals on you to track your location and.
Yeah, blood DNA.
Looks like Drum had a question, but it looks like an intrigued feline already answered it. So, yeah, I think that's all the questions. That's 100 minutes.
Well, guys, this was fun. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff.
And just because I can, I just for the lulz, I'm just gonna really quick do this because we're wrapping it up. Anyway, go on.
You know you can't untime them. It's a full 5 minutes.
Yeah, good. We're closing up anyway.
By the way, she's a lot meaner than me. People think I'm mean. I'm not.
I'm not gonna
nice
lie.
One. That's sad.
Listen, every so often I get tired of garbage being spewed, so the last thing I want to see as we're wrapping the show up is some garbage. So that I am protecting myself from annoyance.
So like I said, we're gonna wrap it up. There's
Also a bit
stuff
of a
going on
dick.
this week, hopefully. As soon as I get more information, I will let people know. I promise. I just don't have it available right now, but you know as much as we do, pretty much. I'm hoping that we finish this series on Sherelle's. If she decides not to, I'm perfectly okay with that as well. Only because the fact is, again, I understand she didn't sign up for that, and I really do like her a lot. I'm not fronting; she is really legit nice.
Well,
so we'll see what happens.
I think the timer in the upper left corner there kind of tells the whole thing. It's been almost a year that this fuck-witted asshole has had to spin a narrative and other people have had to invent their own. So, of course, the truth is going to be lost in a sea at this point.
I agree.
Oh, I want Bool to show something as we go off, so I'm just going to grab that and send that to Bool.
Go for it. Take us out. What you got for us?
Well, I have to send it to him.
Oh,
I need to show him my scam.
But on what God just said, yeah, I mean, look, he's been dragging this out. He lied about having a lawyer. He lied about having a CPA. He lied about sending things to a lawyer. He lied about the fraud. He lied about the payments. He lied about everything. I mean, this is a given. And so, hopefully we will have a set court hearing. He's already been found that he is basically like in contempt. He has to explain to the judge why he's not in contempt. And we are going to try to get that videoed. I have somebody who actually lives in that area, actually more than one person who has offered to go there and actually videotape it if the judge will allow it. Now I'm thinking with the Kofefe going on, that might actually happen because they're trying to minimize people in the gallery. So there might be a good chance we can get a video.
Yeah,
by the way, if I get a video and I get on tape of him being arrested, that'll be the best video I've ever made in my entire life. There's nothing that'll make me ever happier. I don't even think Sweet Heathen can make me as happy as seeing that video. That's possibly, but her and I would just watch it together eating popcorn.
Yeah.
And over again in perpetuity.
There it is.
Yeah. $500 tier.
$500 Patreon tier.
You've been hanging around Red's rhetoric too long.
7 circles.
Can we go home now?
Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. That was really great with all the callers. We'll see you all next time. Oh, I'll probably be live on Wednesday doing Minecraft. Bye!
Bye.